Limassol is Europe's southernmost town. It's a tourist resort in Cyprus where you can appreciate the simple pleasures of Mediterranean life. There are clean sandy beaches, the climate is eased by the Troodos Mountains to the north, and you can visit friendly tavernas to indulge in a delicious mise and fabulous local wine. Venture into the surrounding district to discover a land laced with history, where olive oil and wine are made the traditional way, and where you can tread through medieval ruins and ancient cities. Today we share the top 10 best things to do in Limassol so you can plan a trip and experience all the exciting attractions and activities this beautiful city has to offer. Starting with number 10, Kourion. There's 6,000 years of human history at this UNESCO-protected archaeology park just west of Limassol. It was during the Roman era that the city of Kourion had its heyday, mentioned at the time in the writings of Pliny the Elder and Ptolemy. Kourion's most complete remnants are from this period, and there's much to see. The terracing of the theater is mostly intact, and the house and baths of Eustolios have vivid mosaics. Later in Kourion's history, the city embraced Christianity, so you can check out the Episcopal Precinct, seat of Kourion's bishop, as well as two basilicas from the 400s and 500s. At number 9 is the Molos. Between the city and the sea, Molos is more than a promenade. It's an eye-catching seaside park that stretches from the old port to the zoo. Molos turns a seaside walk into an art form, as together with playgrounds, rows of palm trees, cafes and benches, there are water features, lawns and sculptures to saunter past. On Sundays, Limassol's locals will come to Molos for a family stroll, and if you like, you can rent a bike for a few hours to pedal your way along this sophisticated strip of the city's waterfront. At number 8, Akti Olympion. Partially fringed by Molos is Limassol's prime city beach, Akti Olympion. This blue flag bay is the easy option if you fancy a few hours next to the Mediterranean, and comes with the facilities you'll need, from sun loungers and sunshades to waterfront cafes. You can get here with public transport, and all sorts of shops are an easy walk away. The dark gray sands of the beach reach out for more than 2 kilometers, and in parts Akti Olympion is 40 meters wide, so there's usually space to stretch out. At number 7, Fasouri Watermania. A cut above the other water parks in Cyprus, Fasouri is an attraction that will need a whole day, and the little ones are sure to love it. Fasouri has a Polynesian theme and packs slides, pools, eateries and side attractions into its 100,000 square meters. In all, there are 22 attractions, ranging from the high-speed kamikaze slide for bigger kids and adults to the toddler-friendly kiddie pool. Grown-ups can take the weight off and book a massage at the on-site parlor or park themselves on a sun bed for the afternoon. At number 6 in our list, Limassol Castle. A muscular presence in the Old Town, Limassol's castle has a history that echoes many of Cyprus' defensive buildings. It was erected by the Lusignans during the Crusades, and recent excavations revealed both a Byzantine fortress and a basilica in its foundations. The castle withstood attacks from the Genoese and the Mamluk Sultanate from Cairo before being beefed up during the island's Ottoman period in the 16th century. In the absence of a conflict, the lower levels of the castle became a prison, and remained so until the 1950s. Today, the Limassol Castle has a display of coins, weapons and pottery from different stages in the town's history. At number 5, Kolossi Castle. A few kilometers west of Limassol and on public transport routes is this fortress that certainly merits the detour. It was on this site in 1191 that the King of England Richard the Lionheart wedded Berengaria of Navarre following his conquest of the island. The castle was built up during the 13th century by the Knights Hospitaller, and the structure passed between this faction and the rival Knights Templar over the coming centuries. Today what's left is the compact keep, a large rectangular courtyard, a well, and the ruins of a sugar factory, which was the local industry during medieval times. At number 4, Sanctuary of Apollo Hylates. A couple of kilometers west of the ancient city of Kourion is this temple complex that was once the most significant religious site on the entire island. This is where people from all parts came to worship Apollo as god of the island's woodland from around the year 700 BC up to 300 AD. Large fragments of the sanctuary remain, including a section of the wall and portico of the temple, stairways, columns, a monument where parades or dances would have taken place, and outer buildings where visitors would have lodged. At number 3 in our list, Akrotiri Salt Lake. One of the few wetland areas in the eastern Mediterranean, the Akrotiri Salt Lake occupies the center of the cape of the same name. Despite the lake's large circumference, the water is never more than a meter deep, and most of it is even shallower than that. Because of this, bird life flocks to the lake, especially in the migration seasons when all sorts of species stop here on their way to or from Africa. If you happen to be in Limassol in the winter months, then you can come to the lakeshore to catch the spectacle of several thousand greater flamingos wintering here. At number 2, Anogyra. Just off the road from Limassol to Paphos is the picturesque village of Anogyra, which has been growing carob trees for longer than anyone can remember. Carob thrives on the arid slopes that descend to the sea, and the sweet flesh of the pods that they produce are boiled into a syrup for pastelli, the local sweet. It's a kind of toffee with a faintly bitter flavor. There are 3 museums in Anogyra that will acquaint you with carob cultivation and the painstaking steps needed to make pastelli by hand. Check out the number 1 places in our list, Avdimou Beach. So we know that Limassol's waterfront is a modern tourist beach with plenty of conveniences, but you may be in need of a more serene day by the Mediterranean. If that's the case, then there are all sorts of choices east and west of the town. West of Limassol and great for uncertain swimmers is Avdimou Beach, a broad curve of sand and shingle far too large to ever be overcrowded. The beach arcs deeply inland, ensuring light waves and waters that don't reach above knee-high until you're a long way out. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite things to do in Limassol? Is there something we missed? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to Greenable if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.